begun the preparations to appeal the Commission's decision. Will make no further comment at this time. They've got 7 days to appeal, and it's pretty clear from that they're definitely going to. Do we have Alex Crook, our chief football correspondent?
So is that 2 years' worth now equals 6 points, basically? 2 years of transgression.
That is 6 points. The interesting stuff there is that they do. Anyway, let's get some reaction to it from an Evertonian, Falcon Blues YouTube channel, Everton supporters group, Dave Johnson. Hi, Dave.
Afternoon, gents. And it's another day, another issue with Everton, isn't it? Oh, goodness, I don't know what to think at the moment. I really don't.
Yeah, it's interesting the club's reaction to this. I mean, they feel, obviously, it sounds as if the league were pushing for another 4 points, but it has been reduced to 2. And what do you make of the fact that they say they're extremely concerned by the inconsistency of different commissions in respect of points deductions? It does feel a bit finger in the wind at times, isn't it?
It is. It all seems like guesswork, and then they're all going on about the commission that they're trying not to bring in. But when the rules are being changed in the middle of an appeal, and you don't know whether you're getting 10 points, 6 points, 4 points, 2 points, you just don't know it. And like you say, you just guess and go, okay, we'll just take that many points off, and that'll do you. And then you look at Nottingham Forest, who get a 4-point deduction when, like you say, you don't know which way to turn, and you start thinking, well, are we being hard done by? A Forest getting the rub of the green there? But then surely there's more than just Everton and Nottingham Forest who are in breach of this over God knows how many years. I mean, everyone's still going on about Man City's 115 charges. Everton have had 1 or 2, and the same with Nottingham Forest. It's easy to probably cherry pick those, but at the same time you go, well, there's probably stuff that you can do there. Why are the lesser clubs, I'm trying not to say that really, but why are the clubs like Everton and Forest being punished when there's bigger fish to fry there that are just still skating on as if nothing's happened?
The City one is a different case because there's so many charges in there.
There's so many charges in there for different...
But I'll tell you what I think. Yeah. There shouldn't a tariff ever been agreed before they set these rules?
No, I think because all the circumstances are different. I mean, this is the thing. It's not a kind of blanket ban or blanket deduction of points. They look at each situation individually and make a points deduction based on that. It does sound, though, because Everton got on the front foot, Dave, that they have got this reduced to 2. You say double jeopardy. They thought was unfair, and so 2 points doesn't feel quite as bad. They sound like they're secretly pleased by putting a bit of pressure on. They've managed to mitigate some of the damage. But, I mean, what about the form at the moment? If you looked at the team, that was a big win the other day, wasn't it? And as we were saying earlier on, only Arsenal have conceded less goals. So it's just a matter of scoring them. I suppose Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got 2, albeit a penalty and a charge down. But still, things are looking up on the pitch. You're feeling a bit more positive that despite these extra 2 points, you can get out of trouble.
I think the win on Saturday was absolutely enormous, and I think we knew that, with the points deduction potentially coming in. I think we all knew that we were going to get points deducted, whether it was 2 points or 4 points, we just don't know. But Everton have had more than enough chances to get themselves out of this mess since December. Do you know what I mean? We've won our first game since December the 16th, which was ironically against Burnley, and we haven't won a game since. That's been on. Like you say, there's no one scoring goals. We're not winning games. We're drawing games. We're dropping points. That's just been Everton all over this season. And I think we've just been lucky that the other teams around us have dropped points every week, where Everton have been, okay, well, you got away with that one. And I think now really that the whole thing is now done. Do you know what I mean? I know Everton will appeal, and we'll try and get it reduced down to 1.
They basically said that in the statement, so they've confirmed they're going to.
Yeah.
It's such a minimal deduction, though. I can't see them reducing it from...
taking it down...
Don't worry, though, you're going to win next week in playing Chelsea. You'll be fine.
Taking it down from 2 to 1 seems unlikely.
Never been a more certain 3 points in the history of football.
The other problem, and something Andros Townsend touched on the other day, as someone who's sort of down in that area with Luton, is that they appeal now, and then there's a hearing from the appeal. We've got the ongoing thing with Forest. How late in the season are we basically going to get a sort of definitive take on these points deductions. How can players be out there feeling they're trying to close a game out to get a point because the point could keep them up, only to find 2 weeks later that it might not? I mean, it's just a ridiculous situation, and it's bad for the league. They've created a situation, all the clubs that voted for this created a situation that's not good for competitive balance and the league itself.
No, of course, because then this could even roll on to 2-3 weeks after the season ends, where you don't know where your team's going to finish. You don't know, Everton could finish outside the bottom three and be, relatively safe, and then all of a sudden you're finding out, no, you're actually on appeal. We didn't like the way you appealed. We're going to give you another 2-point deduction, and then you throw yourself back in the mix for relegation. And there's teams gearing themselves for relegation already. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they could suddenly stay in the Premier League, or the league itself hasn't put itself in any kind of good light or any good merit with the fans, with any of the other clubs in the Premier League. They've made a complete mockery of themselves ultimately, and it's the likes of Richard Masters who've come out and said, when there's been other circumstances, I don't want to dwell on the Super League and things like that, but don't punish the fans. Yet you're giving points deductions to Nottingham Forest and Everton. Everton now have had 8 points taken off them, as opposed to 10. So they've almost tried to say, we'll take 4 points off you, but we'll give you 2 points off for good behaviour or something daft like that. Well, that in full well, they were probably looking at giving us the 4 points back and saying, no, you're going to have a full 10-point deduction. And, other teams now, the whole thing ruined the transfer window. Everyone was scared to pay for players. Everyone was scared to what's going to happen? Am I going to end up with a deduction because I bought this player who's trying to keep me in the league? And then you don't buy that player, you get relegated, and then you're stuck again. Yeah. So I think the Premier League have got to take a long, hard look at itself. But on that as well, Everton as well has got to take a good look at itself. We've had an accountant as our owner who, how the hell we've got into this situation with Mashiri, I don't know. We've banked on the stadium and things like that. Yeah, we've banked on trying to get players to get us out of a situation that we probably shouldn't be in and get us higher up the league. But ultimately, it's backfired on us, and that's where it's bit us on the backside. And I think Mashiri and the board and the whole of Everton needs a complete reset, and they've got to take this responsibility. We can blame the Premier League for what's happened, but ultimately, for me, we've got to look at Everton as a whole as well. We're just rotten. We need fixing.
Dave, you're right. It's affecting investment. It's affecting a potential takeover. I
just wonder if you think it's risky doing this appeal. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have just said, "All right, we'll take it and get on with it." So I think they've got enough about it to stay up.
There's no frivolous appeals process in this. They've got a right to appeal it, and who knows? They may get a point shaved off. I don't know. They may get them taken away altogether, but I agree with you, and it does seem unlikely. Dave, for now, good to talk to you. Thanks very much. We'll let you digest that as it's just breaking news. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, gents. Up the toffees. Take care. See you soon.
Dave Johnson there, Falcon Blues YouTuber, Everton Supporters Group, and the work of the Fan Advisory Board and the fan base has been applauded by the club in their statement. If you